Y'all ain't ready, it's Jarrell, and we got the dance practice to ENHYPEN's Mama Awards performance. All I'm saying is, I love ENHYPEN. I actually got to see them at their concert this year, and also this year I started listening to them a lot more because obviously they got great music, they're great performers, and just, yeah, I couldn't stop listening to a lot of their songs this year, and I love covering their dances. It's fun. Y'all know I'm gonna react to this and break this one down, and also I started streaming again, so you can find me on twitch.tv/ladiesman5678. I'll be reacting on there, playing video games. You can hang out with me, just, it's all there, all right? But anyway, we gotta get started, so let's go. Ooh. Face card lethal, dude. He sung some of my bias, guys. Ooh, I like that. I like how they're doing it in pairs. Just aura farming. I like this rendition of No Doubt. Clean footwork as usual. And you can see how relaxed they are for No Doubt. They're not tense at all. They're breathing through the movement. I love that. This part, I can't explain it, but it's very ENHYPEN. And this part too. Yo, straight Morgan, man. Ooh, I like how they're doing that with the formations as he walks down. Oh yeah, they're just aura farming. I love that shit. Ooh. The way they were using the hats for the formation. Yeah, that's sick. It made the formation look a lot bigger too. Oh, nice ripple effect there. Oh, and there too. Nice levels. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, throw that shit. Oh, yeah, this small section right here, very aggressive, very powerful, and then it's a lot faster in terms of choreo. Heavy movements here, too. Damn. Oh, look at this circle formation, bro. Ooh, the kick. Nice levels. Oh, I didn't even realize they raised him. That's a good reveal. Oh my god. Oh, I think it's a solo. Oh, it's a solo. He is such a powerful dancer, dude. Oh my god. That was sick. Oh my god. And I like how strong and clean they are for this section right here. Again, it's also aggressive. Very controlled though. They're not just throwing the energy out there. Damn. Damn. Oh my god. Yo, ENHYPEN is always like, I don't know how to explain it, but I love watching ENHYPEN perform, dance. I'm so glad I went to their concert. So yeah, let's go and break this one down. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, like, this is how you're gonna start. We fade out from the white screen. Face card lethal, dude. Okay, so what I really like about dance practices that have camera work is that it shows us that they have to practice with camera work all the time. And I don't know why there's this argument where fixed dance practices, or people are saying bring back the old dance practices because everything is overproduced, or like, while I do agree to that to a certain extent, moving dance practices, in my personal opinion, is very beneficial, not only for just the idol group themselves, but whoever is filming in the back. What I mean by this is that K-pop groups are always gonna have to be filming music videos all the time. They gotta be performing at award shows, music shows, promo shows, whatever it may be. And so there's always going to be some sort of camera work that they have to actually work with pretty much every time they perform, right? That's why I truly believe that moving dance practices are just as beneficial as fixed dance practices. I love fixed dance practices because we can see everything, but I also love moving versions, mainly because we really get to see how they can perform close up, because that's just how you improve your stage presence. You guys get what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? Like, that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, let's move on. So now, what I said about this earlier is that they're very relaxed. This is very important to the audience. You see what I mean? With the camera work, you can really see how they're just kind of, like, you see, damn. But again, very relaxed movement, and you can tell that they're relaxed due to the fact that they're not really tensing up their shoulders like this. I sometimes forget to breathe throughout my movement when I dance, so when I watch myself dance again, like on video, I find myself doing this with my shoulders a lot. So you can tell with their shoulders being relaxed and just not really making it look like they're trying too hard. This is cool because I like the fact that they're just doing it in pairs and they're catching up together. And then the front line's gonna go and face backwards, while the second line is going to face frontwards or towards the audience. This is a really good moment because he's just gonna walk towards the camera, and essentially this is all character, persona, and stage presence. That's like, it's, you know what I mean? Sometimes less is more. And I like the footwork there, but also the chest and the shoulder movement that they do, all the same, very clean. Yeah, and you see how they're not exerting their energy too much? It's because they know they have to do more later. No doubt. And we all know that part. So ENHYPEN, I don't have to say anything more than that. Another face card lethal, bro. Look at that shit. That's so sick. This is a great, absolutely great way to use a formation like this to make this walk even better. So you could have just not even have the dancers here and have them just walk down towards the center of their formation, and that's it. But this makes it much more dramatic and much, in my opinion, more epic, because it almost looks like he's this guy with powers. With powers, and then when he walks down, there's a water just splits in half or some shit. You know, that's it. Like, that's so cool, and that's one way to visually create a nice picture or nice formation for us while he's just walking. He's not necessarily dancing. Also, a great way to pass off the hat. It's cool. I think these moments are cool because they're covering their faces with hats here, and then they're gonna get revealed later on. Nice, nice. Aura farming, bro. Aura farming. Like, that's sick. One thing I want to mention is the use of the hats here. So I'm not actually going to talk about ENHYPEN. I'm actually going to be talking about all the dancers that don't have the hats on just yet. what I love is that they incorporated using the hats to make the effects of the formation look bigger and read better. So honestly, they could have done all this without the hats and that would have been fine. But I think this elevated that formation and the choreo in itself because we're seeing it in a much more just visually appealing kind of thing. I think that's one of the more important things about formations is that if you are going to be using some sort of props, use them, incorporate them, don't just leave them be and then that's it. See how like they raise it up here, making it like that's sick. It's a part of the musicality too. Like when they speed it up and slow it down towards the top of the move, and then they bring it down with a reverb. Yeah, where it almost when they bring down the hat, it goes, and there's a slight bounce reverb. And I think what's cool is that it actually highlights ENHYPEN even more. Woo! Like, dude! Yeah, you see how even with this formation, they again, they could easily do that type of effect with the formation where they're waving down, creating this wave effect with the triangle formation. But it, for some reason, with the hats, it makes it look so much cooler. And love the ripple effect here as he's essentially starting off the ripple effect with both sides of the formation. And these are great levels. This is like without even changing formations, this is another formation. Because of the use of levels, because all the outside lines of the formation goes down a level while everybody in the inside is going to stay up to create this like just essentially more of a dynamic within the same formation that they stay in. And then using the hats, obviously. Bro. This is a good build up right here because everyone's gone and you can see that they're kind of aggressively walking towards the camera and you can tell they're just about to throw the hats off. Now this small section, this is a great way to show the aggressiveness and power in this specific section because this choreo right here is not really formations anymore. It's really just choreography and there's footwork, it's faster, and then when you pay attention to their facials, it's a lot more aggressive. You'll see like a lot of almost kind of like angry faces. I feel like that's the best way to explain that, especially Heesung. Like if you pay attention to him, you'll see what I mean. And I'm pointing him out because he's center. He's literally right there. Yeah, you see what I mean? And the footwork. Woo! And these movements are heavier as well and more grounded. Even this part, it almost looks like it almost looks like they're struggling to walk, where as if they're walking through quicksand. So they're like, doo, doo, doo. It's to really show the heaviness and groundedness for that part. Boom. That's sick, bro. That's sick. Again, bro. He said face card. He said face card. And then they said face cards. I always love circle formations because you could do stuff like this all the time, and it's a cool way to highlight anyone that's in the middle of this circle. This is kind of hard in terms of formations. There's a lot going on, right? So we essentially get this column, this hallway, right? But then they're just gonna switch. They're gonna switch here. And then this bass in the song or the instrumental, they hit that and then they almost looks like he's using the force. I don't know if you guys ever watched Star Wars, but the force to kind of choke them. You see that when he gets to that pose? Look at that shit. Nice kick. Now this is super cool. I was so focused on him for this part And that's the whole point. I'm gonna give you guys a reason why, as to why almost a good chunk of the audience is not gonna notice him right away, mainly because our focus is intentionally directed towards him until he gets revealed. This is amazing because we got the levels here for the formations where, again, the outside part of the formation is going to be lower, the second line is going to be higher, and then we're going to have people lift him up to create the highest level possible to reveal him. And we don't notice that until he actually gets lifted up because we're so focused on the previous member. That's intentional, guys. I think one thing to note that one thing I think is really underrated is transitions in between sections or just small sections. Because transitions, I think, is what makes performances really well put together, because you have to make transitions almost seamless as possible so that way it's not distracting. He is insane! He is insane, dude! Super powerful. I actually really love the way that he dances. So now, this is the last section of the entire thing. This is the kill off. So basically, this is where they're going to exert the most amount of energy and essentially throw out the remaining energy towards the audience, so that way they could just be like, oh shit, ENHYPEN's popping off at the last 30 seconds. Which is why the movements are very big and aggressive, where you have pictures where they're flexing and they're hitting the bases, and you have formations that are really big like this, but they're also moves that are intentionally going outwards. So that way it really radiates, or the energy radiates in all directions. And that's a good way to expand the formation, is using the footwork for this move right here. Boom. Boom. Damn. Shit, my bad. And here on that weird sound, the whoom, whoom, I think they lift up their heads all at the same time. Yeah, dude, that's fire. That's actually so fire. That's so sick. Damn, the lip bite, dude. Holy shit. So in this last part, they're actually really controlled with their energy. It may seem like they're just throwing everything out. No, they're actually really controlled. What I mean by this is that their lines are clean. So when their arms have to be straight, or their arms have to create these like 90-degree angles, it's all there. They're not really flailing their arms where it just looks messy. And also they're really keeping a tight core, so that way they can do these moves that are faster and more aggressive, so that way there's power behind it. So using your core in dance is like super. You gotta use that. Anyway, yeah, ENHYPEN, like, all I'm gonna say is that ENHYPEN is sick. Like, I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna have the video playing in the background. But all I'm gonna say is for this entire thing is, I think when it comes to performances, or just a group that I really like is obviously ENHYPEN, is how they actually just look at the camera. They're not necessarily doing too much of like really animated facials. What I think I enjoy about it is that you can tell that they're doing facials, but you know that they don't really want to do too much with it. They want to use the performance aspect and the charisma of how they do it to really speak for that. And I think that's really amazing because, dude, you can tell, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, like I said, ENHYPEN is sick. One day I want to see them live again. But I'll see you guys next video.